Hello, Martina. Welcome from Cobb Mountain in California. It's 3:25 on Tuesday. I don't know what the hell time it is or what day it is over there where you are. Anyway, you're one tenacious lady, and that stuff you wrote was well detailed and filled in some blanks, although I never gave it a lot of thought. So my last name's Fidel. Who knows? Some questions I'll answer for you. Mike and Dick. Mike had a child. Mike was married twice. No children the first time. Second time, he was late in his life. Matter of fact, when his wife got pregnant, she got pregnant. I'm not so sure he was thrilled with it. He couldn't stand it. He died. But he was already diagnosed with cancer. So he's got a son now who's about 12 years old. And that son was 5 when he died. He died in 2011. Victor has been married twice. The second marriage was late in life, and he had a daughter when he was 54. That's Abby. She's 16 now, Vic's 70. Sharon and I never had any kids. Sharon told you we're married 41 years. It's 42 years. It'll be 43 years in December. We got married on December 28th, not because there's any significance in that date, but our accountant at the time, we bought some real estate and he told us we had to get married to save money on taxes. I thought there was some big tax benefit in the future for us. After 40-some years, it occurred to me he was probably talking about what it would cost to have one return filed as opposed to two. What else we got going on here? So that's Dick and Mike. Mike's got a boy. Dick's got a girl. Mike's last wife, the one that has the little boy, is an absolute nutcase. Dick's ex-wife is not too normal either. Sharon's perfectly normal. That's why she's with me. With regards to Ida and the haircutting business, I heard a different story. Either way, it's remarkable that she traveled all that ways, but I heard that she was, how do I say this? She was in the entertainment business. She entertained gentlemen. And it makes me wonder because when you told me she was a hair cutter, I thought back to my childhood, and Victor, your second cousin, was a cheap son of a bitch, and he would take us to the barber college in downtown San Francisco. We would wait for hours to get our hair cut so he could save a dime a quarter. If Ida was a hair cutter, I'm sure that she would cut our hair. She never did. She had friends in her area of San Francisco, the Sunset, that used to gather stuff for her to send to Russia. I remember them doing that. Or Estonia, or wherever they sent it. As a matter of fact, I think they call it Russia then because it was part of the Soviet Union. But yeah, she had a couple other Russian friends, Russian, Estonian, I don't know what they were, that and they would gather up, I didn't know they were guns, I think they were gathering up stuff to send back to the homeland. What else can I tell you? Oh, Ida had some weird things too. We spent a lot of time at Ida's house, more time than one would think for grandkids, and the reason being is Victor, your second cousin, was an asshole, I already told you that. He would get drunk, he would start fighting with Lila, his wife, my mother, and he'd start beating the shit out of her. She finally learned that if she got out of the house, she wouldn't get beat up, so then he would get drunk and violent, which would be probably once a week from the time I was about 6 years old till the time they divorced when I was about 15 or 14. Once a week we'd be going to Ida's house to spend the night because she'd leave, we'd leave, and we'd spend the night there and then come back the next morning for school. I'm going to tell you something here that's kind of strange, and I have absolutely no proof to this, and this might be some Eastern European custom, I don't know. Ida, every night before she went to sleep, would go in the kitchen, pee in a pan, and minutes later, within a minute, wash her face. Now, she didn't pee in that pan all during the day. She'd walk right by the bathroom to go into the kitchen, and she'd pee in this pan. Now, I don't know, we thought she was washing her face with it, and I never actually saw her do it, but I don't understand any other reason why she did that in the kitchen, in the pan, as opposed to using the restroom, which she walked right by on the way to the kitchen. Although, come to think of it, her complexion looked pretty good. That was probably the strangest thing she did, and I told you already about the paranoia that she suffered from, and of course she raised my dad, so that would have driven anybody nuts. He was a wacko. The kids in Mexico, they would be about 42 years old now, 41 or 42. And when he showed us pictures in 1975, me and Sharon, and they were probably one was an infant, and the other was maybe a year and a half old. His wife at the time, he said, was 16, so she was probably 14 and change when she had the first one. he had a thing for young girls. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing he was doing this in Mexico. He would probably gotten his ass arrested in the United States, and I'll tell you what's going to happen way back when. He, in about 19, God, what was it? I'm guessing probably 1962. I was 12, Victor would be 15. Victor, your second cousin, would go outside and wait by a tree for his ride to work every morning. He didn't do this, he just started doing it back then, and he would do it every morning. Well, it turns out the next door neighbor, our very next door neighbor, would walk her dog in the morning. She was about 13. And he was sticking little notes in an envelope for her and lean them against the tree. The notes got pretty salacious. As I understand it, we found one in the garbage can one time and couldn't figure out what the hell it was. We had speculated as to which neighbor he was writing it to, and none of us ever guessed it was the next door neighbor because she was a young girl. Well, she was my age. This was actually a year older than me. He started putting money in those envelopes for her as well. So he'd write her these little love notes and put money in there, and she'd pick them up. She wasn't nuts, and she'd keep the money, and she was putting the letters underneath her mattress. Well, her parents one day decided to turn the mattress. Lo and behold, they came upon all these letters. They went to the cops. The cops came and picked up my dad, took him to the police station. About 3 hours later, they came and picked up Vic, my brother, your third cousin, took him to the police station. Victor, your second cousin, is such a wacko that when he got to the police station, he blamed it all on my brother who had nothing to do with it. Anyway, he would have gotten in hot water during now. Back then, the laws were a little bit different. He got, I think it was a year of weekends in jail. So it was a good time for us, because every Friday we would drive him off to jail. We didn't see him again until Sunday night. It was perfect. But yeah, so he liked younger girls, and he got one in Mexico. Now, he asked Sharon and I in 1975, when I saw him, the last time I saw him, and he was here to take care of Ida's affairs after she had passed. He asked Sharon and I if we would raise his two kids, and he showed Sharon the pictures of them. These are the two kids in Mexico. And I told him to go to hell. In hindsight, and you know, as I'm more mature now, I probably would have done it. Even back then, I looked at it as doing him a favor, and I wanted no part of that. Of course, then I think about how do you tear the kids away from their mother, which means the mother probably would have come with them. I'd had whole family Mexicans with me. And I don't know if you follow the United States, the politics and whatnot in this country, but the way things are going, half the Mexicans in Mexico are in this country now as it is. They may be in this country, they're not automatically granted citizenship if one parent is a citizen and they're born out of country. So they can't just walk across and say, hey, we're citizens. Both parents would have to have been citizens. His wife, girlfriend, whatever she was, he said he was married to her. She wasn't a citizen. There's no telling what happened to him. Nobody ever heard hide nor hair of him ever since after that. He'd be in his 90s now, and when I saw him then, he was 59 years old. He looked like he was 75 or 80, and I think he was on his last legs, and knew it, which is why he asked Sharon and I if we would raise his daughter, or his daughter and his son. And like I said, they're both in their 40s. So you got cousins, I bet they're still in Mexico. I don't know if I mentioned the Cobb Fire. Yeah, 1,100 homes burnt here, and about 200 businesses in 100 square miles. I don't know if I could. If I was going to see if I could point this camera out the window of this computer. I probably could, but I don't know if the picture would be any good. If you stand on my deck or anywhere around our house, our driveway is about 1/4 mile long. It's very steep. Sharon went off at one time and filled it with Jeep. Our driveway, and stand in the house, going down the driveway, you can't tell there was ever a fire around here. Go down to where the driveway ends and make a right turn and go 300 feet. You start 100 square miles of devastation. Everything is destroyed. Everything is burnt. There's 8 million trees were cooked that were destroyed. Well, they estimated 8 million. It's probably more than that. And like I say, 1,100 homes and something like 200 businesses were burnt. And God knows how many cars. It was a mess. And there's parts of this area that are still very pretty. Fortunately, the Cobb Village, which is the little community, it's like our center town. We have a grocery store, gas station, convenience store, and hairdresser, and a pizza parlor. None of that burned. If that burnt, nobody would have come back here. And it looks fine. The fire went right around that area, too, so it's still very wooded like it was. Martina, you impressed me to no end. I've never seen so much detail from somebody. I'm looking forward to the day where someday we'll meet. God bless you, dear. I'll stay in touch with you. You keep telling me more of this information. It filled in a lot of blanks. So to be honest with you, I never gave a lot of thought. I'm not one of these guys that you're the closest relative I have right now, and probably even including my mother was an only child too, so there was no cousins on that side. There was a couple of second cousins that we called aunts way back when we were kids, but they were my mother's age and they weren't our aunts. Anyway, I'm talking kind of fast. I hope I'm talking loud enough so you can hear this damn thing, and I'll send this off to you soon. God bless you, child, and child. You're as old as my truck. I'm putting together an old truck right now. It's where I spend a lot of my time, and I'll put some pictures up when it's done. It's an old truck to maybe you because it was a year. It was made 1984. I'm thinking you were born 1983. It's not an old truck to me because an old truck to me is a 1929 Chevy. But anyway, I'm putting this thing together. I'm rebuilding it kind of from the ground up. It belonged to Mike before he passed. It hadn't run in 15 years when I towed it up there, and I've got a small fortune in it now. This will be pretty cool. I'll sell it as soon as it's done. I've been out with a whole lot of vehicles in the past. I love talking with you. You stay in touch. I'll stay in touch. And when I come up with some more tidbits, I'll fill you in. God bless you, Martina. Say hello to your family. And I'll say hello to everybody I see here. It's going to be Sharon on your behalf. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.